What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 88 of Park to Prem here with Nottingham Forest. Today, it's a huge day, it's a huge occasion. This is the end of season number 16. We are taking on Manchester United, and of course, it is the Champions League final, a competition which we're looking to win for a second year in a row. And whilst last year, Porto, by comparison, perhaps slightly easier opposition, this United team, they're capable of putting up a fight, and of course they did just that back in 2032-33 when we lost over at the Principality Stadium in Cardiff. I sadly cannot view the details for the fixture. We lost on penalties. The kind of game that I wish I could erase from my memory. Now, of course, since you were last here, we have played a couple of games in the league. We took on Man City and Liverpool. I'm pleased to report we won them both, and with that, we completed an unbeaten league season in the Premier League and also exceeded 100 points. A tremendous landmark to hit. Obviously, delighted about that. To have a positive 70 goal difference as well is absolutely insane in the Premier League. It goes without saying, but we've been the best team by a massive margin in England, really, for the last couple of years. You know, we've run away with the title this year, though, a record points total for ourselves. We tied the record for most wins in a season. And, well, for that, we deserve a pat on the back. As I mentioned, we beat Man City 1-0. I'll show you the Irk goal for this one, because why not show it? This was the goal that came in the 9th minute. It was the only goal of the game. It was the goal that won us the game. A nice little finish by him into the bottom corner. The other match that we had was against Liverpool. I'm not going to show the highlights for this one, because we would be here till the cows come home. It finished 5-2. So many chances, so many highlights. We got off to a really good start. And to be fair, the game was relatively 50-50. At the end of the day, it was just some early cutting edge, which saw us get ahead, and that kind of gave us a buffer to work with. As you can see, Adebayo picked up a goal, Irk and Gonzalez also scoring. Unfortunately for us, Adebayo went off in this game with an injury, and as a result of that injury, he is not fit for today's final. The other player who's not fit for today's final, sadly, is Edison. So suddenly we look a little light up front, which is a slightly terrifying prospect. You can see here he broke his toe, bless him. Did it in training 2 weeks ago. So we are a little light up front, so to say. Anyway, before we get into today's game, just to go back to something I talked about just last episode, which was the prospect of this potentially being the final season. Dare I say it, today being the final match. I saw the comments that you guys left, but ultimately, I feel like now's the right time to wrap this series up. I feel like if we win this final, we end on a high. If we lose this final, it will forever be the what if. I'd rather have kind of the uncertainty with an ending rather than kind of having a definitive endpoint. And whilst there are a load of people saying, Jack, if you win today, you're going to match Clough's record. And of course, we've got a stadium being named after Clough, which we would be playing in next year. For that reason, I kind of don't want to best Clough's record. And whilst there were some people who said, Jack, just play to the end of next season. If you're in the Champions League final, commentate it. Ultimately, that means me dedicating 20 hours to playing through a season of Football Manager without making any videos. Essentially, there would be a week of no uploads. Given the fact that talking into a microphone over Football Manager is what I do to pay the bills, I can't just not make videos for a week, sadly. So that's not really an option. Ultimately, I myself, as the person playing this save game, do feel like this is the right time to step away. We've had an unbeaten league season. It doesn't get much better than that. We've already won absolutely everything. And of course, we could still lose to Manchester United today and not even have a shot at doing the 3 in a row. I feel like the jeopardy today going in saying, this is the last game, I want to beat Clough's record, that's enough for me in terms of a final episode. So today the plan is that we do the final, we have a little bit of a look back at this season. Then in the next episode, we'll do a bit of an overview of the series as a whole, maybe look back through the save game, and perhaps even attend the first game that Nottingham Forest play at their new ground where I won't be manager. And from there, we'll holiday into the future and see what becomes of course, Nottingham Forest, Lincoln City and Boston, all of our former teams over the next few decades. Hopefully, this Forest dynasty is going to last a little longer than the Boston United one did that we built up. But anyway, let's get into today's game. The big interesting thing today is we're actually playing in England. So it's not a long away day for the away fans. Of course, when Chelsea took on Arsenal way back when, they had to play in Baku, which felt a little bit odd sending all the fans to Azerbaijan. The fans of Manchester United, the fans of ourselves, they've not got far to travel today. And, well, in terms of team selection for today's game, this is the squad. No, it's not the squad. It's not the... Ignore me. We've got to make one change here. Piotr, you're in the team. Why is Benavides there? I'll tell you why Benavides is there. Because he's probably the best centre-back in the team now. He's come from absolutely nowhere to steal the throne from Piccione. It's kind of crazy how much Benavides has kind of developed under the radar. You can see here, not a world of difference between them. But for the last game of the season, I did opt to drop Piotr, mostly because I just didn't want to bottle the unbeaten season and I felt like I should play the best defence, but also because Piotr, he was just a bit tired, bless him. He's played a lot of football this year, 36 matches, 21 of those in the league, 7 of them in the Champions League, where of course he's had 2 huge goals. We need another big performance from him today. Elsewhere in the team, we've got Danny Dyer in goal, of course, the big signing a few years ago for 155 million. Still not entirely sure if he's justified that fee, but if he comes up with some big saves today, we'll allow it. At left back, we've got Navio, one of the long-term servants at the club. At £1.1 million, he looks like an absolute bargain with hindsight, doesn't it? Yeah, he's currently in his 8th season at the club, and what an 8 years he has had. Of course, his national team compatriot, Sampaio, also plays for us out on the right-hand side of the defence. He's had a pretty good year by his own accounts. Last year was a super standout year. This year, slightly fewer games played in the league, but still coming in with massive, massive contributions. Hopefully, he's going to be good in the Champions League. You can see here, he's yet to get an assist or a goal. Today would not be a bad day, Fernando, for you to get off your duck. Anyway, in the centre-back positions, we've, of course, got Piccione and Piotr. At ball-winning midfielder, we are going with De Volder, the man who, to be fair, is one of the most complete players in this team, and it still feels like a disservice that I play him as a ball-winning midfielder, but I feel like it has to be done to bring a balance to the system that we play. Of course, the midfield is going to be the double L combo. That's right, Lind is in there alongside Osvaldo Largo, who I think we can look at as a player who took us from a good, Premier League title challenger to the best Premier League team for £102 million. What an addition, what a signing. A player who transformed us and perhaps also transformed Chelsea for the worse after his departure. Yeah, as I already mentioned, Lind is going to start alongside him. And I bring in Lind with that dropping Tarasov to the bench, who I'll be honest, is the first signing in a little while where I feel like I've bought a player who I thought was going to be a star and they've been an absolute dud. Yeah, he's not had a particularly happy hunting ground here in his first year at the club. Of course, last year's big signing, Devayo, is going to start out on the left-hand side for us. 8 goals in the league, 7 assists in the league. He's been very, very solid for us. In the Champions League, he's gone missing a little bit, though, but keeping my faith in him today. Of course, perhaps the man of the moment out on the right-hand side, it is Erk. He gets the big goals when they matter. He set a Premier League record for most assists in the season with 18. What a nuts year for him to have. Not quite matching his total of a few years ago of 13 player of the matches, but of course now features in a team where he's not a one-man band having to do absolutely everything. And of course, up front today, I did have a little bit of a dilemma. Adebayo, had he been fit, may have been the man given the nod here. Ultimately, with him out and also Edison out injured, the big dilemma was Poyana or Gonzalez. Now, I'll tell you now, Gonzalez this year has been really disappointing. He's not played a great deal in the Champions League. He's not scored a great deal in the Champions League, to be honest. Only 16 goals to his name this year, a really disappointing amount by his own standards. You can see here, he's just been a little bit lacking. But, and it might be completely blind faith here, I just feel like he's the man who has to start up front today. If he doesn't start well, if we get to the second half and we're struggling, maybe then we bring in Poyana and I hold up my hands and say, I got it wrong. I don't know what's possessing me to stick with him. I just believe in Gonzalez today. And that might be completely kind of unfounded. Anyway, looking at Manchester United, of course, they finished second in the league, but a big, big margin behind us. Big players to keep an eye on for them today. Gulbranson in goal. Perhaps the only goalkeeper in the world who can really compete with Danny Dyer, the 30-year-old. Look how good his shot stopping is and his distribution. He is nutty. Elsewhere in the team, of course, they've got Jean, who is their kind of big creative force in the midfield. Naturally a striker, I feel like, who's now been kind of transformed into a left winger, a bit of a Rashford for them. He turns up in the big games. We're quite familiar with him at this point. And well, if we just look at the rest of the team, there's some star players here. They've got Gorello, who's going to be playing out on the right wing. They've got Crisiculo. That's not how you say his name, but I've tried everyone. He's their star striker. He's pretty good. And also Bruno Alves. Yeah, this is a good United. This is very different to the challenge we had last time out against Porto. Anyway, for the last time ever as manager, let's get into this game, shall we? Let's see what we can do here. I'm nervous. I mean, I'm just... As long as we turn up and give it a good go, I'll be happy. But I do want to end the series on a high. I think back to the days of bottling it at Wembley repeatedly in playoffs. Is this going to be ending it on a high, or is this going to be a throwback to the days back at Boston, the days back at Lincoln, where it just felt like we were destined to never win a final? We will find out right here. Playing at the London Stadium, it is Forest v Manchester United. 16 years of Park to Prem comes down to this. Can we match Clough's record? I'd like to. I feel like that would be the ultimate legacy to kind of leave here at Forest as we move on into the sunset. Anyway, halfway through the first half, nothing's happening here. Nothing at all, although I've jinxed it. They've got a chance, perhaps, United. Alonso whips it up, Jean is there, and it's a completely free header. And with 30 minutes on the clock, United take what you'd have to say is a slightly unlikely lead. So throw in by Korolkov. Alonso whips in and Jean just ghosts away from, I think it's Sampaio there at the back post. It was indeed. A man who you would normally back in that kind of situation, given the fact that he is, well, naturally a centre-back who we've kind of converted to a right-back, but he lost his man there. And in a half where there's not been a whole lot of opportunities, I mean, this is not the game I want to be ending things on. I've got faith in you guys to improve. I feel like given how that half just played out, we should go to extended highlights for the rest of the game. I don't want one highlight to determine this game. I want to be given some hope, Football Manager. And I'm going to make an early change to go to attacking, which hopefully is going to work in our favour. I guess we'll find out with time here. As United have the ball with Jean. Now with Rosa playing in the centre of the midfield. Jean just wanders forward with it. He's blooming good, isn't he? What, are we going to stop him? Danny. He wasn't worth 155 million, was he? Danny Dyer. Remember the name. Jean brings it forward. He skips past everyone. We just kind of let him run at us. But that is a defensive howler. That is a goalkeeping clanger in a Champions League final. It's not what you want to see. But we're not out of it just yet. Ball thrown forward by Sampaio. Dealt with initially. Plays it to the edge of the box to Devoldo, who lays off to David Lind. And what a save by Gulbranson to tip it round the post there. It was one hell of an effort. To whip it towards the near post. It's going to be dealt with. I'm going to make changes here. Gonzalez has not shown up. DeVio has not shown up. Everyone has gone missing when I need them the most. Let's bring in Ballo. Let's bring in Poyana. Can they do anything? Erk takes it down. He has an effort on goal. It's blocked. And United are just going to hook that ball away to safety. I mean, looking at it, they've had 2 shots on target, both via Jean. They've both gone in. We need a goal, and we need it sooner rather than later. Erk whips in. Piotr's there. Get in there. The captain gets his noggin on it, flicks it onto the far post. And Erk with another assist for the assist bank. It squeezes in at the far post there by Piotr. He gets the ball out of the net straight away. But we need more. We need more here. And with 10 minutes left, there comes a point in this game where I have to start throwing more men forward. I don't want to go too attacking prematurely here. Maybe an opportunity for us with Poyana bringing it down this near side. Options in the middle queuing up. Can he pick anyone out? He goes down. The ref has given a penalty. I think this is outside the box. We're going to VAR. I mean, it wouldn't be a modern footballing tie, would it, without a bit of VAR drama here? Also, how good do I look in my suit? Is the penalty going to be given here? I don't think it is. I think it's going to be outside the box. But I might be wrong. I knew it. I knew it. I kind of need to make tactical changes here, but I'll let this highlight play out first. I'm ready to pause the game as soon as it's over. And I imagine that's got to be it. I mean, if they hit us on the counter here, this would be a sucker punch, wouldn't it? Chris Cuolo down the far side. Options in the middle. Queuing up. He whips it towards Mason Greenwood, who heads it over. I have to go on the attack here. And I don't really want to overcommit men forward, but there comes a point here where I have to stick on another striker. Sadly, the only other striker I've got to bring on is Tarasov. So I guess he is the man we are calling upon. We've got to... I mean, I don't like to go this attacking, but I've got to at this point. We need a goal. I don't want to lose to United again. Not in another game like this. This is not how it was meant to end. This is not how the fairy tale story's final chapter was meant to conclude. We're going to switch to the 4-2. We did this once upon a time and it worked wonders. But we're going to need some highlights and we're going to need a goal. Of course, the fear now is I've committed to a sub. If we do get a goal back into this game, we've got trouble, but let's not worry about that yet. We need the goal first. Irk is there. It's blocked away. Largo gives it to Navio. Space wide. He whips it in. Diaz gets it away for a corner. I mean, it's an opportunity of sorts. We still have the corner here, although usually these result in nothing. Football Manager, can you be different today? No, although Ballo, Irk, I want to believe. Does anyone else want to believe? Largo's there. Gilbranson tips it over for yet another corner. I'm waiting for the demand more button to get ungrayed out so I can click it again. We whip it in. Piscione's there. United managed to hook it away on this occasion. There is 4 minutes left. I have to throw everything I have at them at this point. I just have to. There is no point in not going for it anymore. Just get it forward. Don't even play out of defence now. Just lump it over the top. We have 4 minutes to get a goal. We are leaving ourselves exposed, but I need to try and play for a highlight. Ball whipped in. Jean is through. Jean, it's a huge save by Danny Dyer. Needed that much sooner in the game, Danny. I mean, this would be a gutting way to lose. They have not been the better team here. We have 2 minutes to try and make something out of absolutely nothing. Poyana wins it there, but no one up front to clear it to. And while the time is trickling away here, there is 4 minutes as a highlight begins. Irk is fouled, but I mean, they will be quite content with that foul, I'm sure. They've had 3 shots on target. One of them was the effort just there. The other 2 were the goals. Oh, is this how Park to Prem ends? It is. And it's a bit, I was going to say bittersweet. It's just bitter, isn't it, really? But ultimately, I think we started this series bottling playoff games. We ended bottling a Champions League final. We'd already won one. The possibility of matching Clough's record isn't even a possibility now, which makes the romance of, playing for another season just not exist anymore. Ultimately, we're getting a good run. I am a bit gutted to lose this, I'm going to be honest. I wanted to match Clough's record. We're not going to match it. Winning 2 Champions Leagues in a row is very, very difficult, but that's not to say that we've not crafted out a legacy here at Nottingham Forest. To lose a game like that, I'll be honest, it's gutting because I don't think we deserve to lose that, but that's how football is. That's how Football Manager is. Oh, Danny Dyer. Danny Dyer, a name that will go down in infamy. It had the possibility to go down in kind of fame and WorkTheSpace royalty. Absolutely not. If there was a worst 11 of the year, he's top of the list after that. And with that, we are defeated in the Champions League final. We've won it once. We made it to 3 finals. We couldn't do it repeatedly. And I don't know what to say. It's just one of those things. I feel a bit bemused about it all. I really thought that was our best chance of winning against United ever. To go unbeaten in the league, to only lose in the FA Cup after extra time to Arsenal. Our first defeat inside 90 minutes comes at the hands of Manchester United in that game there. But as I said, we won a fair bit this year. Let's not look at this completely glumly. We had some success. We won a Premier League. We won a Carabao Cup. won the Super Cup and we won the Community Shield. And whilst it could have been so much more, I mean, it wasn't at the end of the day, and that's sometimes how it is. You can see here, Tarasov, C-. I mean, I'd be giving him a D. He has been absolutely awful for us. Of course, not many additions really made this year. Donnarumma did come in to make 8 appearances as our backup goalkeeper. Trent played twice as well. So the thumbnail signings that didn't ever really feature on the thumbnails, they did a little bit for us in the end. Obviously, they were part of the unbeaten league season, and well, what a league season it is. When you look at it like that, it's tremendous. As you scroll through the results, it's not too bad, is it? Our draws coming against Tottenham, Arsenal, Newcastle, West Ham, Watford and Southampton. Not really the teams in and around us, which feels a little bit odd. You would expect maybe United and Chelsea to be amongst the draws, but no, we did well against them in the league, just not when it mattered. In terms of match to remember, 6-0 against Liverpool, that was good. 8-0 against Burton, our biggest win. Goal of the season went to Edison. Apparently it was a marvellous effort as he dribbles with the ball from within his own half before scoring against Oldham. Yeah, that game where we bullied Oldham. I'm not sure if you can give a goal of the season for that. Looking at club rep here, world-class club rep, 5 stars. Can't really argue with that one little bit. And, in terms of merchandise, lots of shirts sold, almost 1 million shirts sold. And Kursak Erk, never really considered it, but I guess we're one of the most popular teams in Turkey and also in Argentina with Largo and Erk. And I guess with Smith and Lind as well. We've got a few of the English lads as well. In terms of our best 11 for the year, unfortunately, the man spearheading it all is Adebayo, who wasn't available for the game today on all occasions. Elsewhere, Piotr made it into it. Danny Dyer, he made it into it. No, I can't. He's been so good all year, but for that clanger in the final, it does sting a little bit. You can see here, we won Manager of the Year on 7 occasions. If we won Manager of the Year on 7 occasions in a year, that'd be impressive. No, we won Manager of the Month on 7 occasions. Manager of the Year as well. Adebayo, top goal scorer. Erk, by the way, 32 assists in all competitions is absolutely bananas. He also set a highest average rating for the year of 7.4, which isn't too shabby. And, look, we won a Champions League, we won a Premier League, we got the unbeaten league season. In terms of things to achieve in Football Manager in a single season, we did it all. We just didn't do it all in the same season. But sometimes that's just how it is. Peter, I feel like me and Peter have grown a lot together. He was not this good of a staff member back in the beginning. But what an adventure we've had, going back to the Lincoln days. 12 years you've been my right-hand man. It's been an honour to lead the lads with you, Peter. Thank you for teaching me the robot. You can see Alexander-Arnold's going to retire. We're praising ourselves for our unbeaten season. That doesn't mean anything to me. If we look at our best 11 overall, it's largely players currently playing in the team. We'll look through this in more detail next time out when we do the end of series review, I think. But I mean, in terms of seasons as a whole, it's been an amazing year. It's been a top quality year. I can't look back on it with too much anger and too much disappointment. Yes, it would have been nice to win a Champions League, but we have already done it. And in a cruel twist of fate, it almost feels like, I don't want to say the predictable result, but like it was always meant to end like this with us just bottling another Champions League final. We lost 2 of them. Plans for next season. I'm going to tell the players all these brilliant things. Little do they know I'm about to resign. You've done great, boys. You've done great. It's been a good one. I wish we could have gone a little bit further. I mean, Adebayo gets the golden boot. In terms of players in the media, Dream 11 for the Champions League. The fact that Erk and Adebayo are the only players there perhaps says a lot. Branson won best goalkeeper. Dyer got second somehow. Erk got third in midfielders. Adebayo, best striker. Unfortunately, perhaps for the game where we needed him the most, he wasn't available. But knowing that I'm leaving this Forest team with players like Adebayo, players like Edison as well, players like Ballo, I think the team's in quite safe hands versus perhaps the fate of some of our former clubs. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's not officially it yet, because as I said, next episode we will attend the first game at the new stadium, see how our successor is doing at Forest in their first game in charge, apply some pressure there, and then look back over things, look back over the best 11s. some of the good memories, some of the bad memories, all of the memories. We'll have a think about them. If you've got a favourite moment from this series, let me know it down in the comments. Preferably don't write that it was Danny Dyer's save today, because he didn't save it, and it wasn't the best moment, was it? Danny, I can't believe it. Right, this is the penultimate episode. It's not the way I wanted it to end. It's just the way Football Manager wanted it to end, but sometimes that is the way. Next time out will be the final kind of quote-unquote proper episode of the Forest series, and then going on from there, we're going to holiday into the future. I'm sure some of you have got questions about what's next on the channel in terms of Let's Play series. I'll have more news about that soon. In the meantime, of course, Win One Take One will be becoming a daily upload upon Park to Prem wrapping up, which I'm hoping many of you are going to be looking forward to. Anyway, folks, that is all from me today. Thank you so much for your support. We're back again for one last time in the very near future, and until then, it is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.